Welcome back to the MAIZE+ pig farmer, and we are starting off sorting out the pigs. So I had a bit of a moment where I was again confused about which pigs we were keeping, which pigs we were selling. The 6 months olds are going. I think the bit that caught me out again is the 11-month-old pigs that we had that weren't pregnant. And that's all down to enhanced animal system and the fact that they're not guaranteed to get pregnant. So some of them weren't, and that confused me. If you didn't watch the video on Sunday on the Valley of the Old Farm, because I think some people maybe only watch these videos because they were a MAIZE+ labeled video. I might have talked about it in some other videos last week. I'm not sure. So as you probably know, because you've been watching these videos, I suffer with something called cluster headaches and migraines, and the medication I take for those is kind of nasty. And I realized partway through last week I was taking twice the amount I thought I was, and that's kind of screwed my brain up a little bit at the moment. So it's getting back to normal slowly, but it can affect your memory for one thing, and I'm wondering if that's why I'm occasionally taking a moment to get going in these videos, and it's certainly affected some other aspects of my mental health. So yeah, anyway, we've got a nice load of pork processing now, so that's good. We are into May, and we're going to use that to our advantage because we can now finish fertilizing the fields. I seriously overbuy on fertilizer. I don't know if this modded fertilizer spreader is a little bit cheaty, but I figured with our biggest field plus all of the cornfields and all of the cornfields, plus one of the wheat fields, plus this little strip of this wheat field, that we'd need to use quite a bit of fertilizer. So we've got to do, yeah, you can see we've got quite a bit of land to fertilize. So I thought we'd need a decent number of bags of fertilizer. Turns out we don't. So yeah, we do end up with quite a bit being kept, which if we were playing another year wouldn't be a problem. But this is the final fertilizing round, so yeah, it'll sit in the shed. It's not a problem. Anyway, yeah, so the old brain is still a little bit funky. It's why there were a lot less farm sim videos last week. I was actually hoping today to get a couple of farm sim videos finished. It's only going to be this one. And this one's kind of pushing it a bit, to be honest. I could quite happily just sit and completely veg out for the rest of the day. But it is what it is. So, yeah. We are approaching either the end of the middle or the beginning of the end of this series. So we're going to be, you will have seen from somewhere, we're just going to break the combine out in today's video. So the wheat will be ready to harvest in the next couple of months. So because of where we are now, we can start to skip through a fair bit of time. So yeah, we're going to be getting the combine out, starting to get the wheat harvested, which is good. Because we do need the straw off of the wheat pretty soon. The corn's an interesting one. So obviously the corn's not been in the ground long, and I think I've mentioned on here, maybe not, the local farmers here are growing a bit more corn in the last few years, and I always find it quite interesting to watch in real life how quickly that stuff grows, because they tend to plant it in quite often in about May, and it's mid-August now, and that stuff is really well grown on. So yeah, that's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. So yeah, always it's kind of weird that we planted this a video ago or two, and we're harvesting the wheat this video. Yeah, always kind of weird. I should have quite a, from a MAIZE+ point of view, quite a nice little video coming out maybe tomorrow, Depends if I finish the Let's Play video I'm planning to do for tomorrow instead. Maybe Wednesday. Oh god. Names. Names are an issue. We'll go find the name. But it's a little script mod. Obviously, maybe not obviously, but it's a little script mod by FarmSimTim, who's got some other cool mods about as well, I think. And what it does is it will tell you, so it gives a little pop-up on the screen and it dumps a load of stuff to the log file of the mods that are adding height types to your game if you exceed the limit. So if you're, if for example you get the warning from MAIZE+ that you've exceeded the limit, or if you're seeing the kind of behavior that suggests you're exceeding the limit, or if you've come on the MAIZE+ Discord and we've looked in your log file, or you've looked in your own log file and you've seen you're getting the errors from that, what that mod will do is it will tell you the mods that are adding things which add height types. So I'm going to have a quick look through that either tomorrow or Wednesday, depending, and that might be today for you if you're watching this video on not the day that it releases, but that's the plan. I'm prepared, ready to record it, but today is not the day. Today's not the day. So again, it's Sunday afternoon. It's always Sunday afternoon when I finish these videos at the moment. That's an aeroplane going over if the mic picks it up, and my head is really not good. It hurts quite a lot, and it's still a bit of a pickled mess. Yeah, but hey, the show goes on, I guess. Partly because there's two reasons. There's always two reasons. Well, maybe there's three reasons. There's kind of three reasons, I guess, with this one. One, the algorithm, and I still think, so we're into the big cornfield now, still think consistently posting content is better for the algorithm, in terms of it recommending your content to other people. Second, this is my hobby and I enjoy it and it helps me relax. This bit is maybe not so much, but playing farm sim helps me relax. Third, I would quite happily, not today actually, no, not today. Quite often I find it much easier to make a Timberborn video. I find that much more relaxing than how I have to think less. Actually not lately. Anyway, and there's more than three reasons. So at the moment, the Timberborn videos give me a much bigger dopamine hit because of the stats they generate. I'm a stats nerd. If that's not obvious, if you're watching these videos and that's not obvious, then I don't know. But I'm a stats nerd, and those videos generate some really nice statistics, and that gives me a really nice dopamine hit. And not producing those makes the numbers go down. That makes me go down. So yeah. This whole feedback system, and so whereas that's less obvious with a farm sim video. So yeah, if I don't make a farm sim video, I now almost don't see that in the analytics on the channel, but I do if I don't make a Timberborn video. And that feedback cycle of dopamine is good for my brain, but maybe bad. But hey, I think that's a neurodivergent thing, the whole dopamine feedback cycle. So it is what it is. Anyway, let's get, so I've got I think probably the best part of 2.5 bags of fertilizer left. So, maybe at the end I can add up the value of things like that, but I'm not too worried. Last time, if you didn't watch the last video, our finances are in a pretty good place, and they're better now. We had, at the end of the last video, we had about 50 odd grand's worth of pork in the freezer. We've just added even more, probably another 50 grand's worth, and we were at the point where we were only a few £1,000s under breaking even on value. So and we're going to have one more litter of piglets, so I think we're going to end up at least 150 grand up at the end of our 2 years of being a pig farmer. on the £1.5 million investment. So if we sold up, I think we'd be making a profit. That includes all of the losses for buying buildings, depreciation on equipment, and all of that stuff. Or we've got a profitable farm that we could leave that would be making good money, which is what we're actually going to have. Which I think is really cool. Now, that's largely down to the butchery mod. So let's just return the least fertilizer spreader. The butchery mod made a big difference with that. So, yeah. I've been round and topped up on most of the pig's feed, but we need to go. While I was doing it, I thought I'd just run down and buy another trailer load of brewer's grain. Just make sure that the trough is pretty full as we go into harvest season, and hopefully I can skip time more easily and not worry about having to fill up pig food. Basically, I think we've got 2 months to skip ahead to get to harvest, and I just want to be able to do that without thinking. We do need to do some taking stuff to the BGA, so that's an easy job. And I think I end up, so we spent £1,100 on the brewer's grain, just nice cheap feed supply. I think I end up refilling the pellet production as well. That was what I was trying to find. So yeah. And into June, and we are out of straw. That was what I meant to show you with that clip. So we've just run out of straw, which is fine because next month we will be harvesting. So we've done okay with our expanded collection of pigs. I think actually we could have had more, or we could have kept them longer so they were worth more, because we do have corn left and we're starting to harvest wheat. So, and maybe that's a side effect of the earlier availability to harvest wheat, but yeah, I'm not unhappy because we are making profit this time. I don't have, and if I go back to the last video, if you think at one point we were 150 grand down, that was at basically the September year 2, so that was after a year we were 150 grand down. So yeah, in a year we've probably made what, 300 grand, which is a pretty solid return for just doing pig farming. Obviously, if you're running a farm that does many things, you can make much more. But for just focusing on one thing, we've done good, I think, with a small farm. So that's a, let me get my calculator out. So let's say we make, at the end of everything, 150 grand profit. Did I say 150 grand? I think that, so we're sitting on 50 grand, we're going to add 50, add another 100, yeah. So in 2 years, so I'm just refueling the combine. I'm also going to chuck them I've got in pound, but €5 to borrow the jet wash that I assume this place has got to clean the combine, because we don't own a jet wash. I know. A little bit of role play for you. I know. So we're looking at about a 10% return in 2 years of farming, including all of the losses on the kit that we've bought. I don't think that's bad, you know? And future years would be more than that, because I think in the next, so we're going to repair the combine and the header as well. Few awesome reversing skills. I think probably in the next year we'd be looking at taking that to probably a 450 total, because we're probably looking at 300 grand, and we don't really need to buy anything. So let's assume that we did that. And if I had that open, so we'd then be looking at, no, that's not right. Plus, live math's never a good idea. That's not right. So you're looking like a 30% profit in 3 years, or return on investment. That's pretty good. You know, that's pretty good. Yeah. Anyway, combine out. let's do some harvesting. So we are just going to harvest this field today. As I said, beginning of the end. A couple of months worth of growth. The corn is looking good. I say we're in August and the corn here is a little bit more grown on than that. Because we're going to combine it, we are going to have to go a bit later in the year. We'll also wait for the sugar beets to grow anyway. So we've got a bit of time to go. I'm just trying to think. We've got a big field of sugar beet to harvest again this year. Biggish field of sugar beet to harvest again this year. So we should be good. We do need to think about how many, and I'll work it out. How many pigs we're going to keep, because we need to hold back some from the next litter, I guess. And we'll take the 11 breeding sows forward, probably. I'm not sure. We might just stop at the point where we've butchered and harvested. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, headlands done. I think I stopped at 3 headlands. Got a reasonable yield off of this field. It's very weird not playing with precision farming and not having the yield map. I really miss that feature. It would be really nice actually if Giants made that as a base game feature. I don't see why they couldn't for FS25. Because it'd be really nice to see how you've done on your yield. I know it doesn't vary as much across the field. I guess assuming you've applied fertilizer to the whole field, and I guess within a field it varies a lot more with precision farming because fertilizing rates aren't uniform and soil types vary and all that kind of stuff. But it'd still be nice. Yeah. Anyway, let's get cut into the field. Yeah, I didn't show too much of this harvest because honestly I was exhausted when I was filming this. I say I'm still struggling with the after effects of this screw up with my medication. I think it was like Wednesday or Thursday when I realised, it might have been Thursday. It's now Sunday, so it's been 5 days. And it still feels like my brain is slightly pickled. It's not quite so fiery, so I was describing it earlier, and I could feel it in the week before. It's like there was a fire in my brain. It was not good. Anyway, let's say thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members. Appreciate you guys supporting the channel. You are all awesome. If you're interested in any posts, there are links below. And also, if you're thinking about picking up FS22, then think about using my Giants partner code to pre-order it. I had mentioned about doing a giveaway potentially. While my brain's so fuddled, I am putting that on hold because I need to be thinking clearly to organise all of that. So, yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, folks. Hope you have enjoyed the video. Next time we will finish up the wheat harvest, get straw baled, get some of that in the pig pen, and see where we go from there, I guess. Yeah. Anyway, I will see you all next time for more of the MAIZE Plus Pig Farmer.